Disclaimer: all the character and incident are fictional in this novel and short story. Don't compare it with anyone's life or anything else. It's just fiction and imagination. There was a girl named Maya. Maya lived in a quiet neighborhood, far from the noise and dangers of big city. But her brother, Luca, was not like other brothers. He was involved with dangerous people who lived in a shadow and made their money from things most of the peoples would never dare to. Maya didn't know much about what her brother did, but she knew one thing: he always warned her to stay away from his friends. One of those friends was a man named Mateo. He was tall, dark, and had a way about him that made Maya nervous. Every time they met, his cold eyes would follow her everywhere. She walked into a room, and his silence felt like a heavy weight on her shoulder. Maya was afraid of him. Mateo was not like others. He was calm, but there was something about him that made Maya's heart race. He was not loud like others who came to their house. He didn't joke around or smile. And now her brother invited him for dinner. He was sitting right in the front of her. Her eyes nervous glanced around. His dark eyes never leaves her face like always. She could feel his gaze on her skin, like a touch she didn't want. Is everything is okay, Maya? Looking at her with concern. Yes, I'm fine, she replied quietly, even though she was not. Mateo looked at her. When he realized his gaze made her uncomfortable, he got up. She looked up at him. What happened? I have to go. He picked up his coat and walked out. But the dinner, wait! He got up and rushed behind him. What happened to him? She got up. Just then her phone buzzed and she got a message from a wrong number. I never wanted to make you uncomfortable, but I can't take off my eyes from you. Still, I'm sorry. Her eyes widened. Days passed, and Maya tried to avoid Mateo whenever he came around. But it seems impossible whenever she went. Mateo was there, always watching her, always waiting. As soon she started to feel something else, something that made her heart beat faster, not because she was afraid, because she was something feeling for him. One night after a party at her brother's place, Maya was walking upstairs when she heard footsteps behind her. She turned back, and there was Mateo. Maya, I need to talk to you. His voice low. Her heart skipped a beat. About what? He stepped closer, his face just inches away from her. I can't stop thinking about you. I have been trying to stay away, but I can't. Maya's breath caught in her throat. Why me? She whispered. Mateo's eyes softened, and for the first time she saw something other than coldness in them. Because you are different, he said quietly. You don't belong to this world, but you are all I think about. Maya didn't know what to say. A part of her wanted to run, to escape the pull she felt towards him, but another part of her, the part she couldn't ignore, wanted to be close to him. Why are you telling me this now? Because I can't keep hiding it anymore. I'm obsessed with you, Maya. I don't want to scare you, but I need you to know. Maya felt a mix of fear, something else, something that made her heart ache. She didn't want to fall for someone like Mateo. He was dangerous. He was a part of the world she had always tried to stay away from, but she couldn't stop the feeling growing inside her. She came back home, but her heart was racing. Why my heart is pounding? She walked towards the mirror and her eyes widened. She was blushing. Do I fell for him? At one side I didn't want to be with him. But another hand, I always want to hear his voice. I want to see his face. I want to feel his gaze at me. She was talking to herself when her phone rang. She checked the caller ID. Why he is calling me now? It was him. Her heart started pounding. She took a deep breath and picked up his call. Hello, it's me. I know. What are you doing? She bit her lips. Nothing, I was just going to change. Wanna eat ice cream? Okay. Okay, then turn around. She turned back and her jaw dropped. What are you doing here? She got up and rushed to him. He was standing there with the ice cream cone in his hand. Few days later, Maya and Mateo spent time together. At first, it was awkward. She tried to keep her distance, but every time they were alone, the attraction between them grew stronger. Mateo was still quiet, still intense, but he seems kind to her in a way no one else had ever been. He showed her part of himself that no one ever had seen. And slowly Maya begins to see him differently, not as the cold and dangerous man, but as someone who was just as lost as she was. Now, when they were sitting together, Mateo reached out and took her hand. I know I'm not that kind of man you should be with, but I can't change how I feel. I need you, Maya. I don't want it to live without you. Maya looked into his eyes, and the first time she didn't feel afraid. She felt something stronger, a deep connection, something real. I don't know if I'm ready for this, she softly said, but I can't deny that I feel it too. Mateo smiled, a rare warm smile. Then we'll take it slow. I'll wait for you, Maya. I'll wait as long as it takes. She looked at him. She knows she loved him too. The end. Short stories बोला तो short ही होगी ना. So thanks for watching. Bye bye.